WIDR Kalamazoo.
Hello, welcome to the Western News Review, and my name is Daniel Ebo, and today I'm joined again by Aidan, and we have a guest.
Yes, we do.
We do.
Hello. Hi, I'm Eddie.
Tell us about yourself.
I'm Eddie. I'm the sports editor at the Western Herald. I'm excited to be here.
A big man. All right. So it promises to be exciting today. Today we have issues ranging from voting to sports coverage, and we bring you all of that. But let's kick off with voting. And
so
maybe before you get into that, how was everyone's week?
Oh yeah, my week's been actually pretty good. Had a couple of videos come out this week, so I'm really happy about that. And then I had an exam on Thursday, and I was like, I really want to do good on the exam, and I got a 92 out of 100,
Damn.
So happy with that.
That's
Very nice.
impressive, bro.
How about you?
I've had a solid week. It's been just normal, leading up to this next week before spring break.
Yeah.
I feel like next week I got a bit of a busy week, so this week I've just been gearing up for that.
Yeah, and we have 11 days of spring break. Starting on March 1st to 11th.
Mm-hmm.
It's 2 weeks. That's good.
Mm-hmm. How was your week?
It was good, actually. The last time we were talking, when the email came in and Corey showed about the story they did about me.
Yeah.
So throughout the week, I was getting emails from staff and saying congratulations.
That's
and I had to respond to every one of those. It was exciting.
Yeah,
but
that's sweet.
Very exciting.
yeah, my week has been great. Anyway, but we're here, and we're here to serve our listeners. So we have voting, like I said earlier on, and Aidan's going to give us that.
Yes. So, our editor-in-chief over at Western Herald, Corey Osterman, she wanted us to make a quick note about the SAF, or the SAF, or Student Assessment Fee. So, we as the student media group are asking you to vote for an increase of the student assessment fee. The poll will be open until Wednesday, the 28th at 8 p.m. This fee helps us run WIDR and the Western Herald to the best of our ability and provide content like this podcast. For more information, visit westernherald.com to read articles like It's Time to Raise the SAF and Student Assessment Fee Added to WSA Ballot. Please use your voice as a student to make a difference at this university. Vote yes to the SAF raise by February 28th. Thank you very much.
Sounds so professional.
That was the
Sound like
that
you're
was the
reading the
promo.
news.
Yeah.
Basically off the teleprompter.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, make sure to go vote for an increase in the student assessment fee. If you like what we're doing here, I mean, I'm sure you do. There's no ifs, buts, or maybes. You do like what we're doing here. Make sure to go onto the Western Herald website and then check out the link. I think the voting is on Experience WMU.
Yeah, it's on Experience W as well. But I know I'm pretty sure they sent an email.
They sent an email, yeah. I received one. Yeah, so I have voted. You should as well.
Yes.
All right. Away from voting, let's talk about sports. So, because today I have two people who are in sports. I know Aidan does a bit of sports as well, but we have the man in charge, right?
Yep. Sports. So yeah, I'm the talk a little bit more about my role. So I'm the sports editor at the Western Herald. I oversee the sports section, and I do a little bit of everything. I still go and cover games and do some sports writing, but I also get all the editing responsibilities and posting to the website. So it's been a fun time.
Do you have a lot of people that work with you, and in that category or genre?
Yeah.
What do you call it?
Yeah, we have. I mean, I like working with our section. We don't have too many writers, about 5 of us, but I really enjoy working with Aidan in the photography section. It's always a good time just collaborating with them and having to do all that fun stuff.
And that sports section is growing every day. Every Friday we at our weekly pitch meetings, which if you're interested you should go to.
Please.
But every Friday we see a little more of the sports section.
How's that like? Take us through the pitching. Like, how do you conceptualize a sporting coverage? What goes into what you decide to cover or whatnot?
Yeah, so we try to get around to as much as we can, and home games we try to get to as much as possible to get there and cover it live. We like to live tweet and do all that fun stuff. It's a good time. And then away games, we just like to recap, get some good coverage on that. But yeah, we really just try to get as much as we can.
Okay. And maybe on that tangent, you did mention games that you go to. So what usually goes into the preparation for those? Like before you set out to go cover, an event, let's say WMU football. I just recently heard that hockey is probably more popular here. What preparations lead up to those?
Yeah, so beginning of the season really, or if it's your first time, you will have to email the SID, which is the person you go through to connect with the team or the players, and they can get you a press pass for the game. And what that'll just allow you to do is get up to the press box for the game. So after you get that, what I like to do is I go to the games, any game really. I like to get there an hour early and just set up my stuff, get connected to the Wi-Fi, and make sure I have all the resources and websites that I need open. And
why do you need websites?
Like Twitter for just live tweeting, and then
okay.
I like to have stat broadcast, which is just a stat website up throughout the game, so I can have all the stats whenever I need to just have a stat quickly pulled up. And so throughout time leading up to the game, I'll send out a few tweets if it's a special game or something, or just letting people know that I'm covering the game. And then that's pretty much the preparation.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because I find it interesting, especially with the stats that you talk about. You know how when someone maybe makes a score, then you want to say a bit about their past records and stuff like that. I always wondered how you come up with those. Do you memorize? Do you already know them offhand? How does that work?
So for like personal statistics, I think that's more of like just look up real quick on the spot. But they do give you like a little booklet beforehand that they do have some records in and stuff. So they give you a lot of good resources beforehand for that type of thing. So it's it's a good time up there in the box. They give you some good resources.
Okay, and how about interviews? Talking to whether it's the players or coaches and stuff like that. How does that like?
Yeah, so after every home game, typically we'll get a post-game press conference that we'll be able to go to, and if it's a win, we'll get players to interview and the coach, but if it's a loss, typically it's just the coach. But we get that after every game. So
is there a reason why you don't interview the players when they lose?
I think it's just more, I don't know, it's more so just for PR, I think, for the school. But so that's always a good interview to get. But like I was saying, through the SIDs, if you want an interview outside of that, you just email them and ask them, hey, can I interview this player for whenever this time? They'll set it all up for you. And then
have
you
you
go
had
and,
an interview request denied?
I have not, no. But I have had someone try to get an interview request that just really, they never got back to them. So I guess kind of I've seen someone maybe technically get denied, but they never were officially denied. But
yeah, because Aidan, I think last week I was asking you about how easy it is to get interviews. Do you have people who prove difficult to grant those?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it might depend on the player or the SID even maybe, but
does SID stand for something?
Yeah.
It's like it sounds very professional and awesome when you say it.
I know
the S probably is sports.
Director of something.
Sports interview director. Yeah.
I forget. I think I was looking it up.
Sports that are interesting director.
You want to guess before you post it up?
Yeah. If I were to make a real guess, I would. Oh, God, that's a good question. Sports? It's got to be sports. The first S has got to be sports.
Is it DIS then? Director in charge of sports.
I don't think it was that. I don't even think it has sports in it.
I'm either thinking it's sports or student. But I mean, if it's an SID, then they're probably handling people outside of sports as well, like other public news outlets, right?
Taking too long to pull up on my phone.
Yeah. Well, while we're doing that, thought I saw it. That's not.
I mean, does an SID handle people outside of like student reporters? Do you know?
Yeah. I think they deal with all of that
so it's
good
not
stuff.
it's not just sport. It's basically they're in charge of.
All right,
what-
I
what
figured it
goes
out. I
there.
figured it
I
out.
also have it.
How haven't I? 'Cause-
We were close.
What
I
was
think
that?
I was close.
What was that?
Director of Strategic Communications. I don't know if that's
Nope,
really
that's
what-
not what I
That's
found.
no, well, that's the official
Okay.
name of
Name of
the position.
Well, that's the position.
Right.
Well, I found on Google, I looked up what does SID stand for in sports, and it says abbreviated SID, Sports Information Directors.
Oh,
Yeah.
So-
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So they work under the strategic communication part because
Right.
I have a,
So that's- yeah,
I have
that's
a
what I
colleague
was-
who works there.
Yeah, that's
you
what I
know.
was looking at this morning because I was like, I know it's SID. That's what we call
Yeah.
them, but that's not. Yeah,
The Sports
official
Information
name.
Director,
Right.
of course.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes a lot of
Yes.
sense.
Anyways,
Yeah, so
you were saying something.
yes,
yeah. Sorry for cutting you.
I don't even remember. Yeah, so that's right. You go through them to get interviews.
Yeah.
and it's typically pretty easy.
Mm-hmm.
But it's yeah. Then you just
Does each team have an
Set up a
SID, or is it
Let's-
all one
yeah,
person?
no. So there's here. I may have just exited the.
The page.
Yeah, but so I think there's 4 or 5 of them, and they split up. They each have like 3 to 5 sports that they each
Okay.
That
makes sense.
that
So,
are
yeah.
in charge of.
Yeah, yeah.
It would be a lot to take care of every single sport.
Right. Yeah.
Let's talk about videography and photography there on the pitch. Do
Yeah.
people vet it? First of all, are they vetted after you take photos? Because there are some coverages where you go and they're like, they want to see what you're putting out there, right? About them. Do you have to do that to, like, does the SID or whoever you're interviewing or taking photos of, do they have to go through what kind of media
That's
you're
a good
publishing?
question. That's
Yeah.
a good question. Do they ever do that?
No, I mean, it's just we interview and then do our thing and post it, and that's pretty much the end of it. Maybe they look at it, but
Yeah, press
Yeah.
freedom.
yeah, right.
I know for video specifically, like some of the things that we've covered. Like last week, we talked about the youth hockey fights for kids with autism. They wanted to see the video at the very least when it was all done and posted. So I mean, I sent it over to them. But besides that, I don't think anyone's ever like made sure that we were putting out photos that they want. Because at the end of the day, it's a news publication, so we're not there to like make people look pretty or whatever. So
yeah. So I don't think they've ever asked us like, hey, send us this when it's posted. But I'm sure players maybe looking forward to it sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, I'm sure that'll probably only come when they look on your website and realize, there's a photo of them that's not so good. Then they might want to
Yeah.
reach out and
Yeah.
say,
Right.
could you replace that?
Well, on the
Right.
photo team, we look out for like that's one of the things that we tell our photographers. I forget what Zach calls it. He has a name for it. It's like it's a stupid face, something like that. I can't remember, but because you do get photos when you're taking them super fast of people and they're making like kind of ugly looking faces because they're doing a sport and it's hard, but they're not too worried about how their face looks. But we do try to shy away from those ones and kind of just delete them and go through them because you get a lot of them when you're taking pictures really fast, but we stray away from those ones. We do tend to go for the more aesthetically pleasing ones.
Pleasing ones, yeah. That's right. Anyway, and in terms of the sports that you cover, I want to look at the different dynamics, right? So you have hockey is obviously different from football or I was going to say NBA, basketball. What are the differences in terms of whether preparations for coverage or whether the coverage process itself? Are there any differences?
Yeah, I think more so really just in the tweeting process and how you really cover the sport. Just because it's obviously just different sports, but the preparation I think is pretty much
The same.
similar, just going to different places. But yeah, it's all a pretty similar but different experience.
Do you have a favorite sporting game that you go to? I know they say hockey is exciting. Last week, Corey and Aidan were trying to convince me to see one.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you have a favorite sport?
So football is really my favorite. American football is my favorite sport
Thank
overall.
you for saying American football.
Yeah, yes. Football.
People got to argue with you.
I
on
really
that.
do like football as well. I really do like football, but no, American football is my favorite sport. But I'd say here, hockey is definitely the most fun to go to. I would recommend for sure
Oh,
getting to a game at some point. But I'm someone who really enjoys
the football.
seeing a sport in general in person. So
Do you play any?
I used to play football.
Do you
Yeah,
play
American
any-
football.
Do you play any sport?
I used to swim, actually.
I used to swim as well in high
Hey,
school.
that's a sport. I
Yeah,
mean,
swimming is
Yeah.
hard.
I don't know
Swimming
how
is-
to swim
God, it's
Really?
difficult.
at all.
It is when you do it competitively, it is
Oh,
Yeah.
horrifyingly difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just like
you're racing.
it's like running, but like you don't get to breathe, really. So
It is a full body workout
Wow.
from head to toe. So
Yeah.
it's yeah.
Oh, interesting. Would you say the sport that you played, maybe the fact that you used to play football, is what got you into working in football at Western Herald?
I think it's really just a love for football in general. Like I really fell in love with football before I started playing. It took some convincing of my parents to let me play in the first place when in middle school. So
Wow.
yeah, I definitely loved football
Why did
before
you stop?
I played. I don't have the talent to play this level. So yeah, I just figured if I can't play anymore, I want to try to work in the game. So yeah, which is working in sports any way I can pretty much. But yeah, football is really
Interesting.
my first one true love.
I'm sure your girlfriend is,
Yeah, very happy.
catching her pulse right now.
Yeah, very. She loves when I tell her that it's my first love. Yeah.
Interesting. Anyway, do you wish to? I will come back to. I know the two of you have something coming up. The video series. We'll come back to that. But do you see yourself taking what you do at WIDR in terms of sports? And Aidan, you want to answer to that as well. Beyond the walls of Western, like, are you doing that after you're done school? Do you see yourself as something you want to do?
Yeah, I think just sports is really my passion and what I want to go into. I don't know if it will be on the side of broadcasting or journalism, but I would that path is certainly open for me.
yeah. I mean, with me, the video stuff, yes, that's definitely what I want to do. I don't know if it's necessarily in sports.
What
or
are you
news.
studying?
My major is film, video, and media studies.
Oh, makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense then.
So it's definitely something I want to do. I would more so like to do it in like the film, TV world.
Wait, are you
but
in Dr. Makango's class?
I had
the Kenyan professor?
Dr. Makango last semester for film modes and genres.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, she's a great teacher. I would love to have her again.
Yeah.
But
I had a class once as well. Oh, okay. So you're also looking to taking that beyond?
yeah,
Hollywood?
I would love to continue with just digital media, video making. But preferably in a film or TV setting. That's what I would like to
Hollywood.
do. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Go for gold, man. All right, and now let's talk about your sports series. Tell me all about it. What should we be looking forward to?
Yeah. So
Have you started already, or it's now in the works?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
the first episode actually came out this morning.
Oh,
This morning, Friday, the 23rd of February, came out at 9 a.m. Episode 1 of 4 Course Sports.
Yeah.
I'll let Eddie tell you a little more about that.
our new
What's it
show,
called?
4 Course Sports Talk, or 4 Course Sports.
Fancy name.
Yeah. So it's with our lead sports reporter Jack Meneke and myself, and we just give a little quick 3 to 5 minute rundown of a little WMU sports topic. I think we'll be doing it weekly or bi-weekly.
Yeah, somewhere around there. We
Yeah.
haven't, obviously, this is our first one that
Right.
came out today, so we haven't necessarily
Had our
ironed
rules.
out
Yeah.
the timing and schedule of all that. We're still working through the kinks of getting it done and seeing what it looks like. But yeah, hopefully weekly or bi-weekly at the least would
Yeah.
be very cool.
So just a quick little video about some WMU sports, whatever.
Does it show your face in it? How's it?
Yeah,
feel like?
it's like a
Just sit down.
it's like a visual sports talk show, kind of like what they do on ESPN, but on a
okay.
smaller scale. We were in here in the studio last weekend. We filmed, but yeah, so we've got Jack and we got Eddie, and We also include a little bit of video from games and stuff. I think this video that came out today is about hockey. So we've got some hockey footage in there as well. It was just really fun to come in here and work on that and try to bring that to life. It was very fun to do.
So what? Just to clarify, what you do specifically on it is just rundown of sporting events, or is it?
Yes.
Interviews?
So what we broke it down to, how we got the name really was
That's interesting to find out.
Four course sports. It came
appetizers.
from Jack.
Yeah, so Jack really, when we were making a plan for the outline for the script, he just was hungry at the time, so he separated it by appetizers, entree, sides, and dessert. So that naturally
that's the four courses.
Yeah, that's the four courses of the sports talk.
So that's kind of the shape that the videos are going to make.
Right, yeah. So we start with the appetizers. We give a little intro. The entree, we give you a kind of a more in-depth side of what's happening, and then sides is just a little pieces, and dessert is just a little sprinkle,
little something extra,
cherry on top,
little something something extra on top.
Yep.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna look at today's episode.
Yeah,
Sweet.
but yeah, they've got in terms of like topics and stuff. It is about the WMU sports, but it's not like just generic talking about the sport. We got there's a more specific view that we're gonna try to attach with each video. Like this one is talking about the hockey team, and they're getting close to playoffs now. So just sizing the team up before playoffs are about to happen, and what they're looking like, what are their strengths, weaknesses. So each video's got a little.
That's actually a very good
Yeah.
podcast to listen to, especially for people who do not follow, the sports match. At least they get all that information from you.
Yeah.
And we try to just keep it short and sweet so that it's
not too boring.
Yeah, you don't want to have people be watching and think, all right, I'm out of here. You can click on it, you can watch it, and you can think, all right, that was a good quick little video.
And what you post, though, is it on the social media platforms or on the website?
Yeah,
or
it's
YouTube?
it's on YouTube. It'll always be on our YouTube channel. I think our YouTube is Western_Herald. I think that's the official to find that. And then
you don't intend to put it on Instagram?
Well, there's like
the
rules.
resolution is too much.
There's like rules with the time limit on Instagram and stuff. So I've been thinking of ways to like try to chop up a little reel as like a kind of a little trailer sneak peek into it to get people onto the website. But the main full experience is on our YouTube, and it also goes up on our website as well. Both of those go up at the same time. It kind of depends on what the scheduling is for stories. So the day that it goes up might move around, but
Well, that sounds good. I know we said we're going to talk about. I mean, we can still briefly mention, the early voting, but this has been really a very detailed description of what it is that you do there and in your work. And for me, I didn't always like sports, but I feel like this is something to look at, especially because I don't understand American football. Maybe I can get some insights there. I've seen 2 games so far, and I was just sitting there looking at, like, people are cheering. I'm like, what's going on?
It is weird. Just a lot of stopping and starting.
Yeah, it's almost like every 2 minutes they stop.
Yeah. A lot of moving pieces.
Yeah. It's really difficult to follow, really. But it looks like what's the name again? I was gonna say, what's the name of the show again?
Four Course Sports.
So 4 Course Sports, it's your stop, your go-to really for sport information, and look out for that on the Western Herald website and their YouTube. What's the YouTube again?
Yes, the YouTube is Western_Herald, or you could just search up Western Herald.
Western Herald, yeah. I'm not sure there's too many other Western Heralds.
Exactly.
But quickly, let me just pass this along that there's early voting starting. Is it today?
Yeah, it's been going for a while, I think. I think it actually started the 17th at 9 a.m. and it's going to keep going. It ends this Sunday at at 5 p.m. So sadly, I think
this Sunday?
Yeah, I think it ends the 25th. So
25th is this Sunday.
I do think that will be closed off.
Oh wait,
at
that's
the-
election day rather is on the 27th.
Yes,
Oh,
that's the
okay.
official
Okay.
election day. I think it's for the presidential primaries.
Right.
Is what the voting options are for.
Yep.
Oh,
But
okay. Why should we vote? Should people vote? Do you think people should vote?
I think yeah. Me personally, I don't know who to vote for or anything about it, but I do know that it's important to exercise your right to vote,
That's true.
and I do think people should vote.
I agree. I'm on that same page because I'm not really into politics at all. If I'm kind of the guy who just like, all right, I'll just kind of keep my mouth shut if it gets brought up in a conversation because I know
because
I'm
it can get very sensitive.
right,
as well,
and
you know?
I'm just not educated
heated,
enough. I know, so
Yeah.
I'm a guy who really I just think it's a good idea to exercise your right to vote, and whoever you may decide, you should just look at who your options are for, and then make your decision.
Yeah.
But I do think it's awesome that the campus and stuff, they have options like this, and they've been doing this the past week. So it's important as well to look out for stuff like that, because I'm sure they'll have more opportunities like this come like the presidential election this fall and stuff like that. But yeah, I think that was at the Fetzer Center, I believe, by the College of Business. Yeah.
Sounds good. So you just heard the word. Go out there and exercise your right to vote. Whoever you believe represents your values and your opinions, make sure to vote. It's always good to contribute to the decision-making process. So, because if you do not vote, other people are going to vote and elect someone for you who you may not like, so just contribute to that. But thank you so much, Aidan and Eddie.
Yes, thank you
Eddie
for
is
having
a
us.
Thank you
sports
so much.
editor, right?
Yep.
At the Western Herald, and then Aidan is in charge of videography and photography.
Yes, I am the assistant photo editor and self-proclaimed video editor.
Self-proclaimed. It's interesting. How's your door story going?
The door story is doing good. Still on the front of my mind at all times. Every time I walk through that door, Glenn, the assistant director for student media, actually came up to me the other day and asked me or presented an idea for a potential follow-up, which could be interesting. Maybe trying to link up with some engineering students, put some gear on the doors, and get real readings to see how much strength we're putting into the doors. I think that would be cool. So we'll see if I could get that sorted out. But yeah, still video's doing good. Lots of support. From
Funny
the
story
people.
is when I was just walking in, it was me, one lady, and another lady. The lady was in front of me, and then one behind me, and the three of us had to like help each other out,
Yep.
one to open and hold it so that the other person can walk
It's
by.
terrible.
the weather.
Must be the weather, huh? These liars. Golly.
Okay, so tell us what you think about the door. The story is still up. It's on Instagram as well. Comments and let us know what you think about it. Hopefully, we can get management to do something about that. Thank you once again for making a date with us on the Western News Review. We come your way same time next week. Until then, bye-bye.